Fans don't need to cool. They just need to look cool. I'll stand by that statement. Hey guys, Hardware Hound here. I am back with a kind of quick, it's going to be more of a fan overview than a full-on review because, well, there's some questions I'll still need to answer. But Deepcool sent me their MF120S series of fans. It's a 3-pack of fans. And if you guys have seen the frameless design from Deepcool before, you know that there was some software integration and control to control fan profile speeds, RGB lighting, so on and so forth. However, as you can imagine, lighting and software control and apps and all that fun stuff can cost some money. So Deepcool has a package of these guys now that are just the fans and a simple lighting controller, so you can integrate them into your case. No software, no application. So we're going to take a look at these things, guys. We're going to talk about the accessories and we're going to look at the lighting today. We will touch on cooling, but we're going to have to do some further testing later on because these things are a little bit of an enigma to me. So Deepcool has a crazy amount of accessories with these fans, and I was kind of surprised. So let's talk a little bit about what they include and kind of a little quick short summary on how to set them up. So you got, as usual, 2 cables. You're going to have, in this case, a 4-pin PWM, which is definitely preferable, connection for the actual fan power, and then you'll have a nice little 3-pin addressable RGB connection here. So yeah, pretty straightforward on the fan part. But when we get to the accessories, that's when it gets a little more complicated. So, before we do that though, let's talk about some things that they added to this guy. Got our screws here, and yeah, kind of interesting actually. They've got a smooth shaft there up towards the head, and then right there at the base is a thread. So this is your radiator screws into the case, so on and so forth. And so you can do that if you have like metal to screw into. Otherwise, they don't have traditional fans. So this is metal frame here. So you can't just thread into plastic like normal. So they actually included a package of these rubberized fan mounts, which not only help with anti-vibration, obviously, but are usually pretty easy to pull through. So you pull it through and then clip the end off, and you are all set right there. So pretty straightforward there, installing the fans in the case. Now, we've got a couple other things that they added. One of the things that really surprised me was these low noise adapters that Deepcool included. So they actually have 3 of them with the 3-pack, and so if you want to keep those noise levels down. And, you know, I just really was not expecting that. This is like a Noctua move right there. And so I was pretty impressed with that. Now, they do include one of their little fan hub devices. So as you can see here, we have 4 ports. You plug in your first fan here so it can actually do speed monitoring, and then you can add 3 more. Once again, we still have a nice PWM fan connection there, so nothing to worry about. But yeah, pretty straightforward little fan. It's really just a splitter. There's no additional power, so it's going to draw all the power off of this one little device. Also, they have like what looks like a little 3M tape, but this is actually magnetic as well, so just stick to the case. Oh, I wish everybody did that, magnetic on the back of these kind of things. Alrighty, this guy here, same thing. We have magnetic strip on the back here so it can connect, but there's also a double-sided tape thing if you wanted to stick it as well. But this is a RGB hub. Now this is really cool because what it does is it has 5 ports, including a 6th out here, which I imagine you can plug into a 6th device, or you could take that out to another hub. So your input's going to plug into the cable here, and as you can see, I've already got an input plugged in. So if you're wanting to use the little onboard controller, Deepcool has this guy. Obviously, you've got mode settings here and another button. We'll go over that a little bit more later. Powers off of SATA, which I'm very happy about. I know Molex has a little more amperage involved, but it's just so ugly and so hard to connect. I just like these kind of connections. So we can control that. So yeah, if you plug that in, that's fine. But if you want motherboard control, oh, and this is just a little fan extension cable, by the way, probably for the hub. But if you want motherboard control, they include 2 cables. So there's this guy here, which has 3 pins, which apparently is just for gigabyte, one way or another. And then this one, which looks like more of a standard 4-pin addressable header, is like for all the other brands, Asus, MSI, ASRock, so on and so forth. So I thought that was pretty funny. We got one special cable for one company, and then everybody else is, or vice versa. I think you guys get the idea. So if you plug one of these into this connection, you can use the motherboard to expand the amount of ports you have off that one header to control multiple fans. So this is crazy awesome accessories. Now let's look at that lighting. All right, guys, as usual, I like to show you the lighting profiles here. So there's your rainbow spectrum wave. If you press the center button, it speeds up or slows down the light pattern. And it just does a simple cycle. So you just press the button, and then it goes to the next speed. And then it just starts over at the beginning. And that's one of the things that I really like about this controller already, is the fact that it's very easy to select the speed by just pressing that button. After that, there's a plus and minus, and it just goes through all the lighting modes. So we're going to go ahead and go through them all. That way you guys get a good picture of it. And, well, let's just throw some tunes on, because this is going to be a while. There we go, guys, back at the beginning. So not like metric ton of options on this built-in controller, but pretty darn solid amount of options. I probably could stand to see a few more, but then again, with the amount of control that we have to be able to integrate into other RGB components, it's probably about as much as needs to be on a built-in controller. Okay, so I found these guys on Amazon right now, and they are 90 bucks for a pack of 3. And if you are kind of like me, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of money. Okay, except there's a good reason for it. And the biggest reason why is that these are actually metal frame fans. So I know that they technically say frameless, and I mean in the traditional sense of a frame around the blades. Yes, they are completely frameless. But this bracket here that the lighting is on, this is like a solid chunk of like aluminum or something. And just having that alone in a fan is kind of fantastic. I'm sorry, guys. That really was not planned. I don't have time to script my episodes, but I couldn't resist it, and sorry for the terrible dad pun. I have 3 kids. So, yeah, no, great quality design. When you're getting a metal frame like that, you are going to pay more for it. So in that term, it's not unreasonable. Compared to the other 3-pack that has the, intelligent, smart app control with the smartphone in the box and everything, that guy, if we compare both options that have prime shipping, is $115. So yeah, Deepcool is knocking off a huge chunk of the price to give you 3 of these fans without any of the intelligent software control, which is great. Now, the only thing that I noticed is on one of these fans, when I peeled off the protective coating on the logo, it actually pulled some of the paint off. And so I would say if Deepcool, maybe grab some kind of protective thing that isn't sticking so hard, because there was a little bit of light bleed through, and that's kind of a bummer. Cooling performance, guys. I really wasn't prepared to do any massive cooling performance. And I really wasn't planning on doing much anyway, because I was like, nah, this frameless design, it's got to be just for looks. But, I mean, feeling the airflow is very focused. I'm surprised. I don't know how. There's some kind of sorcery going on. So I was like, you know what? Let me just scour the web. Took a look at a couple of reviews. And there are some very surprising results out there. Just performance-wise, it looks like these guys have some witchcraft going on. So keep an eye on my channel, guys. Right now, this is all focused on aesthetics and lighting, which is an A++. These are probably one of my favorite designing fans on a pure looks level. But if we have performance too, that's just knocking it out of the park. So clearly, great style award from the Hardware Hound. I mean, this is as stylistic as fans get, just about. And I've only seen maybe 1 or 2 other designs in the entire industry that I feel like even compares to what Deepcool is offering here. One of the best designs, fans. Guys, when I can do some proper radiator and tower cooling testing, I'm going to do a follow-up video, and we're going to try to do some more comparison results. It may not have an extensive amount of fans to compare to, but we're going to do some comparison results. That's all I got for you now, guys. I hope, though, you enjoyed at least seeing the lighting profiles that come with the built-in controller. I'll catch you later.